Calculate a slope in word problems. Let's refresh first. That slope is a vertical change over the horizontal change, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is if you are given two ordered pairs, right? If we have two ordered pairs, then we say, okay, this can be x1 and y1, this can be x2 and y2. And slope is the average rate of change over time. The key being the average rate of change over time. Let's jump in. While driving in the mountains, I saw a sign that showed a truck going downhill that said 7% grade. What does this mean? Okay, well, let's first think. What does 7% mean? Well, percent is out of 100. So 7% is the same as 7 over 100. And we know that slope, because if we're talking about a mountain, right, this is, and they have the truck going down the hill. There's the front of the truck. It's going down the hill. 7% grade. We know that slope, again, is the vertical change, up or down, over the horizontal change. So what this means is that the truck is going to decrease 7 feet vertically for every 100 feet it covers horizontally. So I think normally when we drive or ride in a vehicle, we only ever think about the horizontal, right? We drive forward or backward. Like, we back up or we drive forward. We don't ever think about, are we going up a hill, down a hill, and what that means. But when we talk about the grade of a slope or grade of a hill, we're talking about the slope. How much do you go up or down based off of, how much you're going horizontally, right? That's the idea of a grade when we're talking about a truck. So if it's downhill, you're decreasing vertically. If you're going uphill, you're increasing. But the idea of a grade, it's the same way. On the first week of the month, you put 12 gallons of gas in your car and you pay $45.48. The following week, you put in 8 gallons and you paid $30.32. Use the slope to find the average price of gas over this time period. Now, I want us to think through how we talk about gas. We talk about gas in dollars per gallon, okay? So if we're talking about slope of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, that means the dollars are my y values and the gallons are my x values. So let's write two ordered pairs here. I've got 12 gallons, okay? So my first one is 12 gallons for $45.48. And then I've got 8 gallons for $30.32. Now I can find my slope. So I'm going to go with x1, y1, x2, y2. Doesn't matter which is which, but I always do 1 and then 2. Okay, great. Okay, so y2, 30.32 minus 45.48 over 8 minus 12. When I subtracted my numerator, I'm going to get a negative 15/16 over a negative 4. When I divide, 2 negatives is a positive, and I end up with 379 over 1. That means the average price of gas over this time period is $3.79 per 1 gallon of gas. That's how we can use slope to talk about the average rate of change. And last but not least, you want to build a wheelchair ramp. ADA compliance, so you know it should raise 1 inch. Should raise 1 inch for every foot, right? 1 inch up, 1 foot across. What's the slope of this ramp? The answer is not 1 over 1, because if we're thinking we're raising 1 inch over 1 foot, we don't want it to be a rate, right? We want it to be the same units. So we've got to say, okay, I know that 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So 1 inch over 12 inch, okay, those are the same units. So my slope would be 1/12. And this is ADA compliance if I want to build a wheelchair ramp. And that's slope in word problems.